حي على الفلاح.
In the tradition of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, it told us about another creation of Allah's creations who share with us this earth. We call them al-Jinn. And al-Jinn is basically accountable beings that Allah created them from fire, and they will be held accountable for their actions in the Day of Judgment. God will judge them. They were created before humans. They were in earth. And Allah told us the purpose of the creation of us as humans and the jinn as well. He said, I have not created humans and jinn for any other purpose than to worship me. And Allah have sent to them messengers, have sent to them books, and basically they are nations like us, exactly. And they share with us this earth. The only thing that Allah created them in a way that they are invisible to us. As He said, the Satan and his kind, they see you from a position where you cannot see them. And that's why they can whisper to us, the rare incidents. They can even harm humans or terrify humans. They have the ability to change forms. They come in the shape of different objects, can come even in the shape of humans, the shape of animals, certain animals. So basically you might notice them or see them and while they are in one of these forms. That's very possible. Also, we know that among jinn who lives in houses, so many times there is nothing in your house, you might hear something or you feel something walking or a presence of you feel certain energy like around you, but you don't see it. And this will be the jinn. For us as Muslim, we know that this is normal. Basically, you live your life. They're not supposed to harm you. They're not supposed to bother you. They have their life and I have my life.
Now, my point here is because we'll see, again, paranormal things, unexplained, like a statue will come and there'll be some tears from it. And you'll see like some sounds come out of different idols. And people, they get fascinated with it. Or someone will come and they'll say, in the name of Jesus, or in the name of this person, and then the person's healed. And can it be that this is the jinn working in these situations and deviating people? I heard that sometimes the jinn, they can go into a person and they might have a stiff arm or something. And then someone will pray in the name of, the creation of God, which is only supposed to pray to the creator. And then the jinn comes out and the person is like, wow, this really must be because of who they supplicated in the name of so-and-so.
I'll tell you something historical.
Yeah.
It's interesting, similar to this. In the time of the Prophet Muhammad,
yes,
the people used to go to the idols that they used to worship beside God. And the idol will talk to them.
Yeah.
And they said, Muhammad, look, these idols are God. They're talking to us. And the Prophet ﷺ basically proved to them that this is not God. Even if they talk, they don't deserve to be God. So even if somebody claimed that I call the name of whatever and was healed, does not prove that this is a true or that human beings can be God, because again, human beings cannot be defined like human. And it could be from the shaitan and his follower from the jinn, because one of the Satan's goal, he said to God, I will deviate humans in any way possible.
that's his main mission.
His main
to make
mission.
us go astray.
That's why God, in so many times in the Quran, said us, He is your enemy, and take him as an enemy, which is he's one of the jinn. Okay. And he has so many followers among the jinn themselves. So he has tasks. He sent people to deceive people, deviate people, whisper to people, inspire people to do what is evil and wrong. So that's very possible. Some of what you see, like you think, oh, that means he's upon the truth. You know what? Magicians use this across the history. They did this with Moses. They were never upon the truth. Pharaoh was not upon the truth. Truth cannot be recognized by these abnormal things. Truth is by looking at the evidence, using your rational way of analyzing the truth and knowing that this is the word of God or not.
Now, we will also hear about seances, where people will come together, some very prestigious people. They'll go to these seances and they'll do some kind of voodoo, this, that, and the other, and they'll call upon, and they'll see like someone from the past. They'll see their grandfather, or they'll say that someone will speak, they'll hear a voice, and then they end up worshiping what they call spirits.
Absolutely, that's the jinn. One of the things that the Satan has, one of his tasks that he appointed for each and every human, one jinn to be in charge of basically deceiving that humans and working on him, and inspiring him to do what is evil and bad. And that jinn knows that person very well. So you might come to you in a shape of your father who passed away, or some
in the
of your
shape of your actual father.
Absolutely, and he
Wow.
comes like that, and he talks to you, and if you see it. So this is very, very possible. That's very possible. I remember I was reading on somebody who possessed with jinn, and that's a true story.
Is this like what people would say is an exorcism?
Yes, and I witnessed that myself.
What happened? Tell us.
And one of the things that happened, basically after I read on the person and he was cured and his body was cured of that, the moment we walked out, I heard lash on his back, like somebody with a whip hit him on his back. And he jumped about 2 feet in front of me. I immediately run to this guy and uncover his back. And I see that mark in his back. This guy with me for the last at least 24 hours, I was with him. And I saw that with my own eyes on him. And basically, I saw how angry they were at him because we free his body from these evil, whatever you call spirit or there's this jinn. And later on, when he was basically, they come back to him and I read on him. When I asked him, did you the one who hit him? He said, yes. And this is a very strange voice. And he said, why did you do that? He said, I hated, I was so angry. And I said, why you didn't hit me or my friend Adil, which is a person next to me? He said, I wish, but I cannot. Because you have did your prayer today, your morning prayer. You've been saying your adhkar, the supplication, the prayer that you do in the day. And I cannot even reach you, I cannot harm you. It's not about me, anybody like this, me or the other person with me. But the more you remember Allah, the more you have this faith with Allah, you are protected, you are strong. You're stronger than anything else in life.
This is part of Islam, the unseen world.
Certain animals can see them, like dogs. They can see the jinn and they can notice them.
The dogs?
Yes, they can see them. Also, one of the things that we know about the jinn in general, that they live on this earth. And Allah said that they will live in this earth, they will die in this earth, they will resurrect in this earth, and they will be judged on this earth. Also, we know that the jinn will be judged exactly like us. Some of them will go to heaven, some will go to hellfire. Those who did not worship God will go to hellfire. Also, we know that God sent them messengers and books through the history to guide them, exactly like the same thing He did to us as humans. One time the Prophet ﷺ saw a man sitting on in a position where half of his body in the shade and half his body in the sun. He said, this is how the shaitan like to sit. One thing we know about their look, the kafir among them, the disbelievers among them, they look so ugly. That's why Allah said, the trees of the hell, the fruit of it looks like the devil's. Nobody saw the face of the devil, but humans by nature know it's ugly, know it's scary. We know that he has horns. We know that the Satan also liked to order his followers to prostrate before him during the sunset time and sunrise time. That's why we Muslim, we don't pray at that particular moment, the sunset and the sun rise. A lot of people, because they cannot imagine it, they cannot visualize it, they rush to deny it. As for, yes, they are weak. Sometimes they harm humans. Sometimes they possess them even. And basically, I would like to say that this is a very rare case. And it's not something even easy on them, because it's against the nature of their life. Rare, and it's not supposed to happen. And it's basically getting out of your way to do it. But there is cases, which is absolutely true, where there is a possession, whereas houses are basically full of jinn, and they want these houses for them, and they don't want anyone to share this house.
Have you ever walked in a house like this?
We went to one of the houses, very old house, and we rented this place, and basically a lot of weird things start happening. Doors opening, closing, lights goes on and off by itself. It's not normal at all. It's completely normal. And one of our friends start acting very weird and basically sleeping all the time and starts saying and doing things very weird. For example, which is impossible to be, he's not capable of it. He will be sitting in the room with someone and he will tell, there is someone now in the street, so-and-so person coming up and he's gonna knock on the door. So this is very weird, and he will start using very weird languages, words that this person, we know him for years, he's not familiar with these languages at all. When we start reading on him and stuff like that, we found the reaction was very severe, very weird voices coming out of him and screaming and hitting and stuff like that. Finally, we were able to let that evil spirit on him to talk. He basically said, this is our house and we live here and you guys have to leave this place. I'll tell you something, that jinn are afraid of us more than we're afraid of them.
More?
Yes, we are way stronger than jinn. Jinn are very weak creation, very weak. Basically, you have a shape, you have a body. They don't have that ability that you have, this is your earth, this is your place. Basically, you're more dominating. There's no doubt about that they fear us more than we fear them. Two, the more you think about them in a way, yes, you will be scared because you don't see them. You're always scared for them that you don't see. But the moment you start looking at them, you know what? They have their own world like I have my word. It's like so many things live in my house, so many in my backyard, in this earth with us. We don't know about them. So don't bother yourself about them. Three, no doubt that reading the Quran, prayer, is basically the best way and form of protection for yourself. And they cannot even come closer to you.